welcome to the latest episode of Cooped Up Live, should I say. It is Monday, the 17th of January. Hope everyone is doing well. No, it's not Monday. It's Tuesday. Tuesday, the 17th of January. Jeez, these weeks mess me up. We'll get to that in a moment. While we're waiting on folks to join, coopedup.com is my website. You can visit that anytime to get a little dose of Koopa. I'm Cooped Up is my handle in all the social places. Would love a follow, particularly if you're on the Instagrams. And wherever you watch or listen to this, it's on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and then rebroadcast in audio format on all of the major podcasting platforms. Be sure to click the bell, subscribe button, but whatever it's called. So anyway, and if you are watching live, I love comments. Love to answer questions. Anything, it can be on topic, it can be off topic. Just remember that there is a 20-second delay between the time I say the words and you hear them. It's not really live at all. It's about 20 seconds. So sometimes I don't know what you're talking about. So be sure to understand that. Hey, Mama, good to see ya. Hi, Raven. I'll talk to you twice today. So anyway, how's everybody doing? Okay, the main topic of the day for today is the Dallas Cowboys. This is not turning into a sports broadcast, I promise. The number of people last night who texted me and earlier today texted me or just in conversation talked to me, asking me questions about the Cowboys, if I watched the game, all of that has me completely questioning my personal brand. I'm like, how about them boys? I'm like, literally, how about them? I don't know. So let me sports ball, exactly, Raven. So let me shorthand it for you. I am 100% one of those fans that is only a fan when big things are happening. So hang on, let me move my phone to do not disturb while I'm thinking about it. Oh, shoot, I don't know how to do that now. I got a new phone. Okay, I turned it on. So I'm 100% one of those fans that unless you're in the Super Bowl or in the Olympics or in the Major League Finals pennant, I don't even know what that one's called. You know, I'm like the maybe Final Four of certain things, like college basketball. I think that's what it's called. Like that's when I realized that, oh, okay, I'll cheer for them. Hockey, the Stanley Cup. I tell you, turning into a sports nut here. The only team that I actively cheer for and keep up with is my beloved SMU. Right there. Go Ponies. Other than that, I could not tell you. I did not even know there was a playoff game last night. I did not know that the Cowboys were in it. I generally know who some of the big stars are, but usually it's because I'm a dirty old man. I know Tom Brady, although Tom Brady I think is almost my age. He's fine. I don't know him personally, like, you know what I mean? Not actually personally. I don't know his general values. I think he's a weirdo. I've seen some of this diet stuff that he does, and he's a weirdo. I do know he was married to Gisele Bündchen. That's probably the main reason I know him. And he's a cutie pie. Jimmy Garoppolo, know him. Couldn't tell you what team he plays for, but I know he's fine. I think Dak is really, really cute. I do know he's with the Dallas Cowboys. So that's about the extent of it for me. I know Cristiano Ronaldo on soccer. I think he plays for Portugal or maybe Saudi Arabia. So anyway, but just the number of people asking me about it. So I hear it was a great game. The score looked like it was a blowout, which seems to be the theme of playoff games and such lately. Poor TCU. That's evil. Peruna here, though, supports me. Hey, Casey. Good. So glad I caught you live. Yay. I almost didn't come live. I was having technical difficulties. So anyway, so I don't know when is... So they're now in the Final Four? Like, is that... What happens next with this footsketball? So they played last night against the Buccaneers. I think I'm like going out on a limb here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That sounds right to me. And it was like Tom Brady's last game ever, right? Like this was supposed to be his like big year coming out of retirement and going to the Super Bowl, and then down. I didn't realize that the Cowboys actually have not been in this level of play in like 30 years or something crazy like that. That literally no youngish fan has ever seen a winning Cowboys team. I did not realize that. I saw that this morning. But the headline was Generation Gen Z is actually Gen L, standing for loser when it comes to the Cowboys. So Raven is informing me here. It's the divisional playoffs. This just in from the lesbian. Divisional playoffs. They play the San Francisco 49ers next. I did actually read that. And then the 49ers, didn't the 49ers knock them out of contention last time? Also, there's something dramatic about it, right? So they're playing the 49ers later this week, right? And then if they win that game, are they in the Super Bowl? Is that what happens now? Is that we're getting down to 4 teams? Is it San Francisco, Dallas Cowboys, 2 other teams? I don't know if we know them yet. And then the winner of those 2 matches, is that who plays the Super Bowl? Also, who is the halftime show for the Super Bowl? That's really, I don't even watch it for the commercials anymore. I just watch it for the halftime show and the Star Spangled Banner at the beginning, although no one can do it like Whitney. I think they just need to get her hologram, and that needs to be standard issue of all of it. Whitney just is the only one who's allowed to sing the national anthem at any of these games. Rihanna, oh, I love her. I love Rihanna. So she is the halftime show. Good. Well, if the Cowboys are in it, I will be cheering for them. I may even buy a piece of apparel. I know that we have. So I bought a cap for Todd when they went to the Cowboys game recently. I've only been to a Cowboys game because I wanted to see the stadium. I had zero interest in the game. And then Claire, I know, has a T-shirt, and I do recall Sam selling them, so I will have to do that. And I know the Tom Thumb by us has a actual Cowboys store in it. So that's the grocery store if you're not in a Tom Thumb area. So there's that. And if they don't win, then they're out, right? Like it's a make or break moment, right? They're out. And then it's the 49ers against somebody. So they play against whoever wins against the Giants and the Eagles. Yeah, and wasn't Tom Brady was with the Giants, right? New England Giants. My God. Sports knowledge coming out of my face right now. That's crazy. What was that laugh? So what we're saying is the Super Bowl is in 2 weekends. It's not this coming weekend. It is the following weekend, right? Like that first couple of days of February. So, he was with the New England Patriots. So I was all impressed with myself, and I don't even have the right data. Sorry. What else is going on? Oh, so we went yesterday. So unless you have more to talk about. By the way, fashion, sports fashion. So I do own a New York Yankees hat. And I'll tell you why. I own a New York Yankees hat because a bunch of years ago, it was in Gucci's fall collection, I believe. And I don't have the Gucci one, but I bought one because I liked the way it looked in the Gucci fall collection. And it was just like a standard. I don't even think it had anything Gucci on it other than maybe like a little thing on it. So, and I do like that. And I'm actually on my second one now. I know the first, let me rephrase all that. The first one I got free for subscribing to the New York Times, and then it wore out, and then I didn't have one forever. And then it appeared in the Gucci line, and I got it. And so I do have my favorite baseball cap is a New York Yankees cap. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're the classier team, right? An iconic. What's the other one? The Red Sox? No, that's Boston. I don't know. I need to stop trying. And then I have SMU apparel, and then I will have y'all are all laughing at me about the New York Giants. I know, sorry. Is it the New York Giants and then that New York Giants is who Tom Brady used to be with. Okay. God, that man has his cheekbones though. Oh my God. Just does it for me. And then so I may have to get some Cowboys apparel. I may have to find something really cute. I think a million years ago I had a Troy Aikman t-shirt because his number was 8 because I remember that because I thought 8 is great. And that is actually one of my lottery numbers, and it is the power number, and it is the infinity. So there's all kinds of reasons I remember that. But Do they reuse the numbers? I would assume not. But anyway, what did we do yesterday? We did not watch the game. We went and saw Avatar again. Avatar: The Way of Water, but we saw it in 3D this time. Todd wanted to see it. I wanted to see it again. No, he was with the giant. Okay, I'm getting it all confused. Sorry. Uh, I'm a lost cause. So we went back. So we went to Cinepolis yesterday, which is the best movie theater. Our entire row, it was just the four of us. The row behind us had like 3 people. The row in front of us had like 2 people. That was it in the whole theater. So we saw it in 3D. I was worried because it is a very action-packed movie, a lot of motion and all that stuff, that it was going to be one of those that made you kind of sick or whatever. Because I've only seen one other 3D movie. I think it was I think we saw Lion King in 3D a million years ago, and it was kind of like weird. Um, it was fantastic, even better in 3D. Yeah, Raven saying, "Stay pretty, Cooper." Thank you. Thank God I'm pretty. I certainly don't have a sports kit ball. I do like hockey. I enjoy hockey. I think I mainly like hockey because it's just a bunch of like chaos and it's fun to watch. And you, by the end, you're like, I want to see blood on the ice. Like that's how it is. So, but the Avatar 3D. So here's the thing on it, y'all. It is so much more advanced. You barely notice like the glasses. You barely notice that you're wearing them. If you take them off, the screen doesn't look completely blurry. And I don't know if this is all 3D movies or if Avatar, being as advanced as it is, has somehow built in some technology to it that makes it where, because it was a little blurry on like the edges and stuff, but like the main character was still like crystal clear if you took your glasses off. The underwater scenes were like crazy, like just the layers, like the fish going in front, the fish going behind, and all the things you notice. And this is where like the creativity of James Cameron, and I mentioned this someday or maybe on Facebook last night, the creativity of James Cameron just blows my mind, because there was one scene in particular where I caught myself watching. It was all the kids were in the fucking, and in the background, like not, I mean, just like in the background, there were like these dolphins like jumping or playing or something like that. And I was like, he thought about the fact that in real life stuff happens in the background, and they animated that that is there. It was not distracting or anything, but it felt like a fully realized scene. It would not have been missing anything without it, but it was even more fully realized with it in it. And just all kinds of stuff like that. It wasn't cheesy. Like there were a couple of moments where there was like that, like an arrow or something kind of comes out of the screen a little bit, but it wasn't so much so that it seemed like it was set up just for the 3D thing. But it was fantastic. I will tell you, I cried harder at the second viewing of it than I did the first one. And the first one I had to take a dirty ass pizza soaked napkin and wipe my face with it because I was crying so hard at the end. If you've seen it, you know what happens at the end. I'm not gonna, no spoilers here, but I would tell you it was like a dagger in my heart about the last 30 minutes of it. And so the first one, it just kind of sneaks up on you, and then it happens, and then they keep going, and then it happens, and then they keep revisiting the terrible thing that happens. Because I knew it was coming, I started crying right before, and I'm talking like not just single tear crying, like Mason was like, I can hear you breathing. And thank God it was an empty theater. So I started crying from there until like through the end. I was still crying when it was over. I started crying in the bathroom. I cried in the car. Like, I kid you not. Like, I was like so like devastated by the ending of it. And I cry easily. I'm not going to lie about that. But it was just so much more vivid in 3D and more realized. And so if you've seen it, I mean, granted, that's 6 hours, 6.5, maybe like 7 hours of your life that you've spent watching Avatar if you see it twice. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Avatar. I'm not even a big like science fiction-y kind of fan. The 2 movies that surprised me myself, even that I like so much, is I love the Avatar movies and I love Black Panther. I have not yet to see Wakanda Forever. It is on my list. I want to see it so badly. Just haven't gotten around to it. Well, I've seen Avatar twice in 2 weeks. But yeah, do they make Wakanda Forever in 3D? I want to see that in 3D also. But anyway, that was yesterday. So 3.5 hours. So we went to the theater at 2 and we got home after 6. So it was over 4 hours of our time going to see Avatar in 3D. So, but go see it if you have not seen it. It is fantastic. Even if you've never seen the other one, even if you didn't really like the other one, just gorgeous. And it doesn't feel long at all. It actually feels less long the second in the 3D version than the first one. The first one I did find myself occasionally being like, we're going to move the story along, but in the 3D, it was like just insane. Insane, I tell you. And then today we started the day. Mason had his IC test, which is like the SAT for private high schools. And it's his second time taking it. It's the only time he's going to be able to take it. We practiced all weekend with him. Thank God for the 3-day weekend. And then he had it this morning. It takes a little over 3 hours to take. So there's a lot of stamina involved in it. I feel terrible for him, but so relieved that it is over. We get the score probably tomorrow. Say a little prayer, send good wishes up, something that it's good, so that we can then send them off to the private schools that we're applying to. But I just set them up in here because it's proctored. You have to have a clean desk. They have to see it. You have to have only 2 pieces of paper, 2 pencils. There's someone on camera watching you. They've got your microphone on at all times so that no one's like feeding you answers. And it's just bonkers. I hear that that's how like college tests are now too for that sort of thing. Anyway, and then, I'm rolling through my topics faster than I expected. I got a new iPhone this weekend. I got the new 14 Pro. Here's the weirdest thing. Hang on, let me turn it off. That's it turned off. So the screen is it's always on, even when it's turned off. It is so hard to get used to that. I keep looking at it. And, but the Face ID is super fast. The camera is gargantuan. Had to get a new case for it because the camera sticks out so far. And but it was my time to upgrade. I was at the end of my 30 months, I guess, of the AT&T Next plan. So I got it, and it's like $10 a month added to my bill because I always get the one with the most memory. And so a little bit, they gave me $1,000 for my old phone, and so it's in the mail back to them now. But you forget, even when you transfer so normally I don't transfer stuff over. Normally I just start over again, but I had so much stuff on my phone. And then now you can do widgetized home screen. So I've got like my Weight Watchers points on the home screen. And I've got my Weight Watchers points on the home screen. I got my fitness. Don't look at that one. And then I've got my calendar right there. And then certain apps there. And then on this one, I can scan things into the Walmart app. So like if we run out of mustard, I just tap that. It opens the scanner. I scan it and it automatically puts it in my cart. That is the Find Friend. So I know where Todd is if I need to see him. And then that is, I have just a search bar automatically for Chrome. And then I don't have to put Chrome anywhere else. And then I have all these folders full of stuff. But so even with I did transfer all my stuff over. It was crazy because the amount of stuff that you have to re-sign into is like, you forget, like going to Cinepolis, we get there and I'm like, oh, I have the tickets on my phone. Oh, fuck, I got to sign. Luckily I have Dashlane, and Dashlane is what I use to manage all my passwords. And so it had already downloaded all the new passwords and such, but yeah. But then like, if you have like all of for my 2 companies and for Cooped Up, so for the 3 entities that I'm involved in, I have all of our system in Gmail or Google Workspace. So it's like their Microsoft Teams, but they have their own version of it called Google Workspace. And to sign into Google, you have to sign in, and then it sends a notification to another device. And then you have to go get on the iPad. I'm pointing to the iPad because my iPad's over here. Get on the iPad. You have to accept it, and then it gives you a code. And then you put it in. There's a lot of back and forth on that kind of stuff. So we'll see. I signed into only the essentials. I guess, you know what I should do on the app? So when I was looking through my apps, I'm like, I don't even know what that means. I should do with the apps what I do with my closet sometimes. I'll Like I'm changing over from wooden hangers to the thinner velvet hangers, and I'm only putting new clothes and clothes that I have washed and rehung on the velvet hangers. And anything that's on the wood hangers, I'm giving it like 3 to 4 months. Anything that's left on the wooden hangers is going to be up for the chop. It won't necessarily get the chop, but it's going to be up for the chop because it means I haven't worn it in 3 months. And in Texas, it doesn't mean the nice thing about Texas is that we wear the same wardrobe. I wear the same wardrobe year round. I may add a sweatshirt to it. I may add a sweater to it, but chambray shirt year round. Maybe not in August. But I'm wearing shorts today. I was wearing shorts yesterday. I did put on some sweatpants, some Lululemon pull-on pants yesterday to go to the movies because you never know what the movie theater if it's going to be cold. So Aaron is going back to the IC test. As a parent, I wouldn't be able to feed them answers. Yeah. Do you? Because I know they have IC tests for younger kids for like elementary school and in middle school. Did you have to do it for your kid, your son? I don't think you need it for kindergarten, but I know like first grade and beyond, you do need it at a lot of private schools. It's hard, y'all. Like some of this, even Todd was helping Mason with it yesterday, and he's like, and I say even Todd, because Todd's really smart and really math. Actually, I think I am personally better at the concepts of math than Todd is, and like quick math in my head. But Todd is better. No, I've got that flipped. I'm better at quick computation of math in my head because I did speed math in high school and I was a statistics minor in college. But Todd is much better at remembering the concepts. Like he was like FOIL, and I'm like, I don't even remember what fucking FOIL was for. I know it's first, outer, inner, last, but I couldn't tell you what it was applied to. I now remember that. It's for when you have two sets of things in paragraphs. So like binomial formulas or something I have since learned. They took both kids into an office for some kind of test. It was tell us all the bad shit about your dad test. So what else? What else do I have? Oh, let me show you something. Get up for a real second. I bought this as a new setup for behind, but it's too big, so I'm gonna have to put it somewhere else. But look, it's called Rebel Queen. This is Queen Elizabeth's coronation photograph that someone has put tats on. It's like Queen Elizabeth comes to Oak Cliff. Chantel, that's what it says there. It's got sweet, little sailor, little crown. She's got a cheek. Isn't that hilarious? I wanted to put it there, but it's too big. And I don't want to put it on the top because then I got Dolly and her. And you only see like the bottom of their heads. I want to put it there for now so that you at least, and if I tip it down a little bit, you see the crown a little bit. Casey is saying, talking about getting rid of stuff, I'm Poshmarking. Oh, I need to look into that. I usually just straight up donate, but some of it's nice shit. Like I could, that sounded so conceited, but yes, I should Poshmark. Good idea. And I think that's just on the app. She also asked, am I reading Spare? I have not yet. I am so conflicted about how I feel about all of that. Like I'm a monarchist. I think I like the idea of them. No, I don't want it here, but I like the idea of the English monarchy. I think it adds a lot to their culture. I think it adds a lot to their country. Tourist dollars. I think it more than pays for itself in terms of like the benefit that the country receives from it. I also think it's weird that he left and then wants to have his privacy, but then is like the least private person ever. But I think that's a lot of that's addressed in Spare. Carrie, I think, said she's going to read it. She's been sending me articles about it. So I haven't. I'm still reading that damn Dorothy Must Die book. I got more than halfway through it, like on the first 2 days. Here's my issue. If I ever set a book down, I might as well break a wrist before I pick it up again. Like it is so hard for me not to get back into it, just to remember that I'm reading a book. Because I'm not a natural reader at all. This doesn't help either. A little Facebook action, a little wine, a little Facebook, a little troublemaking. Pot stirring's my cardio. What else? What else is in the news? Otherwise, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to vamp for a moment, look through the comments too. Ask me any questions that you have. We're starting the kids on, this is boring, but well, I'll make it not so boring. We're starting the kids on some multivitamins because I've been reading a lot of stuff about how certain vitamins help kids that have anxiety and kids that have ADHD. And I got one of each, check and a check. And so I'm going to, so we got them today. We went with the Smarty Pants kind, the chewable. Claire says they taste terrible. Mason said they tasted fine. I don't know. They have vitamins. So here's the thing. They have teen vitamins for boys and teen vitamins for girls. And it says teen girls and teen guys is what it says. I don't know why they're guys and they're girls, but then you look at it and it's not that different. So I'm like, is it just the marketing? Is it so that it's not just for teens? Because all of the brands have it. And so, but the Smarty Pants one has fish oil in it. And that's a big thing for like attention deficit disorder and ADHD and all that kind of stuff. And then I don't remember what I think it's magnesium that's in the other one. That magnesium is good for anxiety. So Casey's listening to Spare in the car. I like it because it's read by him and I love his voice. I've heard that he does a fantastic job on it. Like so much so that I think that they may even be nominating him for a Grammy. Does that sound right? I think I saw that somewhere that they think he might be a Grammy nominee this year because of the narration is so good. I did hear that there are moments where you do realize how out of touch he as a royal is with the world, how the world actually works. There's some things that he complains about, and it's like, it's not even first world problems. That is like monarchy problems, like not even monarchy problems, like high monarchy problems. You know, everyone in England is royal. They're like, yeah. So Kelly is warning low quality fish oil may cause pretty severe heartburn. It had a ton of good recommendations. A lot of friends liked it. They said if the fish oil does make it taste weird. And you have to take 4 gummies. That's how they spread out the fish oil so it doesn't get too fishy and bad. So I don't think it's bad. But anyway, we'll see. I take fish oil. I take Nature's Bounty, I believe is the brand. And it's one of the only ones that does not stink. I take 2 tablets a night in my big assortment of vitamins. I got one of those old people things. So, alrighty. Well, with that, I'm gonna say bye. My in-laws are on the way. They were just driving through Wichita Falls. They're driving in from Santa Fe. They're staying here tonight and tomorrow, and then so I'll probably be here tomorrow, but that's up in the air. And then they drive back to North Carolina on Thursday, but they're by way of Birmingham, I believe. They love a car trip. The mom, back in Spare, the mom stuff was super unresolved. I felt sorry for the way that was all handled. Anyway, I recommend it. I'll keep it in mind. But you know what? If one of my kids is going to be, I may wait for a few months. If one of my kids is going to be going to private school halfway across town, I'm going to have something to listen to. I don't listen to books on tape right now, or whatever, audiobooks, whatever we call them, because I'm rarely in the car more than like 5 minutes at a time. So that wouldn't make any sense. So, alrighty, well, with that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. It's important to know you are loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. I always miss you when I'm gone, especially for a long weekend. Take care of yourself. Don't should yourself to death. And I will see you probably tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, Thursday, for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say, talk to you later. Bye.